11 million killed, starved, beaten to death. Why? Simply for being Jewish. Imagine having all your human characteristics stripped away, making you feel like an inanimate object. This exact scenario is what the Jews had to endure for 6 years. Their weak, skinny, dead bodies tossed into ditches that the Germans would make them dig for themselves. Little did they know would become their deathbeds, left to die like animals beginning to fossilize. They would be left outside in the harsh winter weather, some with just a blanket, some with just their clothes on their backs. Piles of bodies tossed into the crematory as if they didn't even have a heartbeat, burnt to death, left for dust. In the movie Life is Beautiful, one scene shows dehumanization when Guido is at the dinner for all the Nazi generals and he sees the doctor. He begs for the doctor's help and wants his help to get his son and wife out of the camp. Instead of the doctor seeing a human being who needs his help, he dehumanizes Guido and only views him as an advantage for him and his riddles. In the book Night, a lot of dehumanization occurs when the Nazis' main goal is to turn the Jews against each other. They start by starving the Jews, beating them, making them endure hard labor, and then they wait for them to become so low where they would fight each other for a piece of bread. This occurs on the train ride when pieces of bread are thrown to the Jews, and instead of sharing, they fight like savages for them. A father even grabs a piece of bread and his own son ends up killing him for it, and they end up killing each other. Another example of dehumanization in Night is when the Nazis would take the gold crown from the Jewish people's mouth and melt them down to earn gold for their pay. Thousands of their lifelong possessions were taken away by the Germans without a care, such as clothing, shoes, rings, pictures, memories. They were all gone. It got to the point where the Germans didn't even consider the Jews human anymore. They'd call them names such as swine and refer to them in vulgar terms. Imagine having your identity being replaced by a number and only being viewed as nothing more than just that. Their feet were cut, sore, and even broken. They rarely got medical attention, and when they did, it wasn't to the extent that they needed. All these videos couldn't even begin to explain the gruesome terror that Jews experienced for 6 years. Every last beating, every frozen walk, every ounce of pain they went through was a part of the Germans' plan to break them down into anything but human. They were successful with some, but many, there was one thing the Germans couldn't break, and that was their will. Gerda Wiseman, for example, could have ended all the suffering by jumping in front of that train. Instead, she chose to prevail. Same with Ellie. There was moments when he just wanted to give up, but he knew he had to fight for him and his father. Guido, too. He had to stay strong and happy for Joshua's sake. No matter what the Germans put these strong individuals through, they always came out on top.